Live. I am just waiting for Facebook to now get on this too. All right, that's about to start. As soon as that starts, I'm going to get into what the talk is about today. I'm really excited. Hi, thank you so much for joining me today. So today, what we are going to talk about is how to detox with whole foods. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about my program that I've put together utilizing the power of whole foods to detoxify the body. That can actually be really enjoyable. Doesn't have to be as violent as juice cleanses with multiple supplements, everything like that. I'm going to give you a nice little recipe that you can also incorporate into your detox as well. It's one of my absolute favorites. I don't know if I put it on there, but all right, I'm giving it away. It's carrot ginger soup. Oh, and it's perfect for the season as well, which I'm going to get into a little bit. You're going to get the tutorial for that. And then I'm also going to go into detail on how you can sign up for this 21-day detox at the end of this. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Drew Mulvey. I'm a certified dietitian nutritionist. I am a certified LEAP therapist, which is a food sensitivity protocol based on MRT testing. So I look at your food sensitivity test, which is a little bit more elaborate than a normal food sensitivity test. It's about 92% accurate and specific and has been used for conditions such as fibromyalgia, IBS, and any sort of autoimmunity or inflammatory issues. I'm also a board certified nutrition specialist, and I am a certified personal trainer. So I've got a lot of things under my belt. With that in mind, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what the importance of detoxification actually is, because we keep hearing we need to detox, we need to detox, we need to detox. Now, yes, your body does need to properly detoxify, but there's something a little bit more underlying than that. All right, so let's go into that. Why do we have to detoxify things in our body? Well, first of all, it starts with the liver. And there are toxins all around us, from the air that we breathe, from the water that we drink, from the things that we put on our skin, from the pesticides that we eat. It is all around. So therefore, it is important for our liver to be able to detoxify and clear those things out of our body before they accumulate. Now, interestingly enough, if they do start to accumulate, you're going to start experiencing symptoms such as skin rashes, brain fog, hay fever, so sinusitis. You're going to be getting bloating, gas, and then overall, there's going to be low-grade inflammation. So it's really important that you clear those toxins out of your body, or else from there, it can also lead to weight loss resistance. That's a huge one that I see. So it's very important to detoxify the body. Now, with detoxification, it actually happens in 3 different phases. So the first one is phase 1 liver detoxification, where fat-soluble toxins actually enter the liver, and they're uncoupled so that they are more water soluble, yet they're more toxic than they came in. So then they have to go immediately to phase 2 liver detoxification to get conjugated, and then to phase 3 to get rid of those toxins through the kidneys or through the intestines. Now the toxins are carried obviously through the kidneys down into the urine, or they are carried from the liver to the intestines through bile and then eliminated through the feces. So it's very important that you do not get constipated, because toxins can tend to circulate again and again if you do get constipated. So with that in mind, what's the catch with this detoxification program? Well, I have tried multiple detoxification programs, and they either cost an arm and a leg, they are boring, I've had actually negative reactions to them, and there's really no pizzazz to them. I've done juice cleanses, I've done detoxes with multiple shakes, I've done detoxes before just with water or fasting, and I was hungry all the time. So with that in mind, what I did is I looked deeper into the research and tried to see what components of food actually help the liver to detoxify these substances in a healthy and safe and effective way, that you don't have to be hungry all the time. You don't have to have multiple supplements, and you don't have to just adhere to just juices. Yes, but you can incorporate things in there, interestingly enough, like pancakes, like brownies, and like tacos. Oh yeah, that is part of my detoxification program, because there's certain components of food that actually help to drive liver detoxification, especially phase 1 and phase 2. which I'm going to get into really quickly right now. So what are some of the components that you want to add into a whole food detox that's going to help you or your liver to get rid of these nasty toxins that are in your body? Well, the first one that you want to incorporate are obviously going to be complex carbohydrates, so you get fiber from those. As I was saying before, if you are not eliminating and you are getting constipated, then toxins are going to recirculate. So the fiber is really important to increase that intestinal transit time and get rid of everything in your body so those toxins are not accumulating. Now, another thing that's really important actually is protein. Protein is super important for liver detoxification, especially, well, protein is actually made up of amino acids, about 20 amino acids. Two in particular that are super important for liver detoxification are cysteine, which is actually the backbone, part of the backbone to our body's natural antioxidant glutathione, and then methionine, which actually helps with methylation and it actually helps with energy production too. Now, methylation is part of phase 2 liver detoxification that helps to get rid of norepinephrine, epinephrine, and things such as hormones. So it's really important that that's functioning properly. You need those proteins and you need those amino acids in order for liver detoxification to be good. Also, protein is responsible obviously for binding toxins. So has anybody done a juice cleanse and you've gotten a headache? That's the toxins that are usually escaping from liver detoxification after phase 1. So you want protein to be able to bind to those toxins and get out of your body. So again, very important. Another important component are fruits and vegetables. Of course, I was just talking about fiber before, that fiber is super important for elimination, but fruits and vegetables are also very alkalizing to the system, which help to produce more energy and makes liver detoxification much more effective. So without energy, you're not detoxifying properly, you're probably groggy, and you're not in a good mood. So eat your fruits and your veggies when you're detoxing. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to go into a little bit of detail as to what sorts of vegetables and fruits, no, just vegetables that you can incorporate. Interestingly enough, December is National Root Vegetable Month, which is really exciting. Root vegetables and starches as well. With that in mind, we can incorporate that into a detoxification program. And why are these particular foods so good for you? Well, they're not only alkalizing to the system, but according to traditional Chinese medicine principles, they are very warming and soothing to the body, which is really good for that qi or your vitality. That can actually help with your mood, that can help with digestion, and that can help with overall sense of well-being and health as well. So you want to incorporate those in a form of soups or sweet potato pies, maybe with some coconut flour crust or oat flour crust. That can actually be detox friendly too. As I said, you can have fun on this detox, which I love to cook and I love putting things together. So it doesn't have to be cookie cutter. Or you can put it in a delicious stew or soup, which is what I'm going to show all of you right now. So I did kind of tell you at the beginning what we are going to be making today. This is one of my absolute favorite recipes on my 21-day detox. It's carrot ginger soup. Now, why do I like this so much? Well, carrots are very high in beta-carotene. Beta-carotene, which is a form of vitamin A. It's a plant-based form of vitamin A. It's very good for your hair, skin, and nails. And it's also very good for ladies out there for your hormones and also protecting the ovaries as well. We're going to be using some onion over here, very good for quercetin, which is an anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer component. Onions are probably the highest in that particular compound. We're going to be using some ginger. Now, ginger, I absolutely love. Ginger is very good for any sort of nausea. It's very good for digestion. And it's also one of those warming spices and warming roots as well. So that according to traditional Chinese medicine, that would be very warming to the system. Ginger is actually also an adaptogenic, I'm going to say it's a root, an adaptogenic root, which helps your body to adapt to the stressors on the outside and to calm it down. So that's really important during a detox, is to kind of keep the stress down, because Interestingly enough, the most pro-inflammatory thing can be your thoughts and your psychological stress. So you want to breathe, add in a little ginger and warm the body up. Gonna have a little salt and pepper in there. Now, I have some broth here. So did anybody do anything interesting with the leftover turkey? I know I did. I made bone broth. Now, bone broth I love so much because the immune components from the bone marrow in the animal actually go into the broth itself. So you're getting that benefit and really helps with your immune system. It's also very high in glutamine. The glutamine is very good for your intestines, for coating the intestines, and also glutamine is part of glutathione, which is your body's natural antioxidant. So definitely incorporate this in. Plus, it's a really good source of protein. I don't want to say it houses, but it contains about 9 grams of protein per cup, and it's only 45 calories. So low calorie, high protein, great thing to add in there. And we've got some olive oil. Make sure that it is organic extra virgin olive oil and do not put it over medium heat. I'm just going to put it, actually speaking of medium heat, that is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to turn on the stove to get ready for the tutorial and put it over medium heat. Now I love extra virgin olive oil, like to drizzle it on things. I love the potency. So interestingly enough, with olive oil, the more antioxidants that are in it, the more bite there's going to be in it. So that's how you're going to tell if you're going to be getting all those benefits. So the anti-inflammatory benefits that they talk about for your heart, that they talk about for your brain, that they talk about for overall health, the more bite, the better. And make sure that it is in a dark container because it is light sensitive. Light actually kills those antioxidants and decreases its potency. So very important that you do that. All right, with that in mind, we've got the stove on. We are going to start with cutting up some of the ingredients. So we have some onion here. The ingredient that we're going to start with, obviously, is onion. We need 1 large onion for this recipe. Here we go. And I have to say, sometimes the skin is easy to get off, and then sometimes it just wants to hang on for dear life. Like this in particular. What I do in that instance is if it does want to hang on for dear life, unfortunately, you're going to have to sacrifice a layer of the onion. All right, now what you're going to do, I'm going to chop lengthwise into about, I'd say, 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch circles here. There we go. Right. Be very careful. What I do is I actually rip it by the tail. There we go. So the onions usually have like a little tail at the end. You want to grip it by the tail and then you want to cut it. All right, what you're going to do, place a couple of them flat. Oops, that one did not want to let go. All right, so you're going to cut them in half. And then you're going to turn and you're going to start chopping. So you're going to slice them. Get that all set. Also, I have to say this is probably one of the easiest recipes too. Just throw all these ingredients together and then you can have this for a good like 3 to 5 days. Okay, perfect. Place those aside. Now we're going to get the ginger. So the lovely ginger root here. So you're going to want about a tablespoon of grated ginger. We are going to cut about maybe that part off right here. Yeah, about, you're going to want maybe like an inch now. Off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you peel off the skin. Well sliced ginger. I love ginger. I'm actually going to start recording this now. Okay. Perfect. It is now recording. All right, so recap, I am making carrot ginger soup. I just talked about how this can be really great for liver detoxification. I have now set the stove over medium heat, and I've cut up my ginger and I've cut up my onions. So now with the ginger, after you peel it, you want to get about an inch. You want to cut it in fours, and you're going to be using a little mini food processor. You're only going to be using about a tablespoon of this. I'm going to put that in here. Excuse me, I am actually missing my blade. So here we go. Got my blade. I knew that something was awkward with that food processor. All right, put the blade in. I'm going to move the ginger over here. And I'll get to the blade. There we go. Perfect. Now what you're going to do is you're going to process until it's finely grated. Perfect. All right. This feels pretty hot. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some olive oil. And two. Good. That is ready. It's always good to heat up your pan first, and then you can put a little olive oil in. So now I'm going to place that ginger aside. You put the onion and the ginger in at the same time. There we go. Onion. And we got some delightful ginger. We got about a tablespoon. So if you want to, you just get that tablespoon in there and pop it on in. The perfect tablespoon. Excellent. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start moving everything around, and you're going to cook it until it's fragrant. So that's about 2 or 3 minutes roughly. Oh my goodness. Who else loves the smell of onions and ginger? Okay, so just recap. We're going to be using turkey bone broth. You can use vegetable broth if you would like. I love Pacific brand. And I love the onions and the ginger because they are also very, very good for antioxidants and anti-inflammatory. Okay, perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 pound of carrots, which the recipe calls for. So I like baby carrots. We're just going to add those in there. Now that the onions and the ginger are very fragrant right now. Add everything in. Perfect. That's in there. Now all you're going to want to do is add a little pepper. And a little salt. I like adding my spices actually before I put the broth in. And you want to move everything around so everything gets, let's say, nice and spiced. Nice and spiced. Okay, with that in mind, now you add the broth. So you're going to be adding about 3 cups of broth to the mix. I have in here about 2 cups. So what I'm going to do is you can add a little water. You can mix the broth and you can mix the water. So make sure that you get a measuring cup. 8 ounces, here's 1. 2. And 1 more. Actually, this was exactly 3 cups. So add 3 cups in there. Perfect. And put everything aside. And now what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the carrots are covered. So that's about 3 cups that's going to cover everything. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to turn the pot on high. You're going to wait till it boils. So you're going to put the lid on, and then voila. See how much time that took? It was very quick. So again, if you want to add something that's really quick to your diet, that's detox friendly and a great source of beta carotene, which is great for your ovaries, great for hormonal health, and very soothing to the body, very warming to the body, a good source of antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. This is one of the easiest recipes that you can incorporate. So with that, I am going to stop recording. Okay, so I hope that you all enjoyed that. Now, how is it that you sign up for my 21-day detox? Okay, so what you can do is you can either contact me, direct message me, or you can go to my website. It's redeeminglifenutrition.com/shop. It's going to be the very first thing on there. So with this program in particular, you are going to have access to a Google Drive. You are going to have multiple educational documents. So you get a whole write-up for a 21-day detox jumpstart guide. It's going to teach you about functional foods that help with liver detoxification. It's going to give you recipes, and there's actually a recipe guide separate from that. You're going to be getting sample meal plan templates and sample exercise logs, because exercise is just as important for detox as the food that you are putting in your body. We are going to be meeting every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over Zoom. That gives us a sense of community, and that also is good for encouraging each other. You will have access to an exclusive Facebook group, as well as a WhatsApp group that everybody's going to be sharing their recipes, and for accountability that everybody gets to send a picture of what they have every day, just one meal, not multiple meals. It's also for encouragement as well, to see what everybody else is kind of doing, and it's worked extremely well. Everybody has really, really loved it. Again, there's only one supplement that you do use on my detox, and that is going to be the Metagenics Phytomulti. I love it because it's a multivitamin and it's also an antioxidant complex too. So you get kind of 2 for 1. And multivitamins are normally recommended on any sort of a detoxification program. You are going to be able to have whole food meals. So we could do soups, stews, tacos, pancakes, brownies, any sort of detox friendly goodies you are going to be able to incorporate. So the diet, it does actually take away certain foods and incorporates other foods in it, so that it helps the body to detoxify and takes away any sort of potentially pro-inflammatory food. So you want to get rid of fried fatty foods, high sugar foods, anything potentially with any other aggressors that are out there. So we're going to keep it clean, but it's going to be really, really fun. So again, if you are interested, the detox runs from January 3rd to January 24th, 2022 already. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. If you are interested in cleansing your cells in a very safe and effective way and enjoying it instead of doing some juice fasts or shakes or feeling hungry all the time, this is definitely the detox for you. So I look forward to speaking further with you, and I thank you so much for joining me today. Also, if you are looking for more one-on-one and more personalized support, I would love to help. I actually work with overachieving active females to help balance hormones, to improve gastrointestinal symptoms, with weight loss. Obviously, I said hormonal balance, but more importantly, I try to repair your relationship with food, because a lot of those things can actually be the negative side effects from any sort of disordered eating pattern in the past. And I make it fun again. So if that sounds like you, and you want to increase stamina, you want to lose weight, you want to feel like you're back to life, then please contact me. I would love to speak further with you. All right, everybody. This sounds like it's starting to boil. It is starting to boil. Now with that, you are going to bring this down to a simmer, and you're going to cook it for about 30 minutes until the carrots are tender. All right, everybody, thank you so much again for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.